So I'm going to ask Linda to give us a little more information into how Watson works.
Sure. So, you know, as we first started out with the project, we knew right away that we couldn't sit down and create a database with all of the possible questions and answers that we might be exposed to on Jeopardy. That just wasn't going to work. So we took a different approach, and the approach was really to get a lot of different components together in an overall system that would work together, and each component had its own specialized job, and we would combine the results from all of those components and come up with the answer. It took a team of a lot of very, very smart people, and those folks on the team had skills in a variety of different areas. We had some people that focused on natural language processing, so doing things like writing algorithms to parse sentences and find the nouns and the verbs and all those things that you learn in English class. Being able to identify the pronouns in a sentence and understand what that pronoun was referring to. Looking for references to persons, places, things, and other entities in the question and in the evidence that we were looking at to determine whether or not, you know, Watson was answering the question correctly. It also required some skills in information retrieval. I think Eric said that was his background when he went to school. So using techniques to be able to search for answers, possible candidate answers to these questions out of the vast majority of information that Watson had consumed in its knowledge base. And then being able to look for evidence either supporting a particular question or answer. A lot of techniques in analytics, being able to look at potential answers and come up with a score on what's the confidence that we have on whether or not this particular answer answers the question. And I think, you know, we did a pretty good job of that. And what I'm going to do is show you this slide, similar to what Eric showed before. When we started in this 2006 time frame, we weren't very good, but over the course of 4 years, we progressed and introduced a lot of new innovations, new algorithms in all of these various fields to get to the point where up in November of 2010, Watson was capable of answering questions at that level of the winner's cloud. So where did we go from there? If you were here in February of 2011 in this very room. This auditorium looked very different at that time. It was set up as the Jeopardy stage. And so we had Ken Jennings and Brad Rutter, along with Alice Trebek and the scoreboard and everything else right here in the room. And the Watson system was victorious on that day, and we actually beat the 2 best Jeopardy champions in the world. So I think, in general, we did a pretty good job.
Great. And so I love this picture because it's at the end of the Jeopardy match when the players have to give their final Jeopardy answers, and Ken Jennings knows that he's lost, and in addition to his answer, which was correct, who is Stoker, to the question, he also says, I, for one, welcome our new computer overlords, recognizing that Watson, of course, was victorious and will eventually rule the world. Well, maybe not quite. Going beyond Jeopardy, though, the question is, what are we going to do with Watson?